Now I'm going to show you how to upload your gift voucher to print. I use and I recommend print because you can print as few as 100 or as more as 10,000 depending on how many you need. And you get about a 2-week turnaround time. I like it because when you order 100, the pricing is very reasonable. With shipping, I think it's under $50 for 100 of them. And I also like Miller's Lab because you can actually order as many as 25 and get them within about 2 to 4 days depending on your location. That's just shipping within the United States. I am not sure what their prices and times are for shipping internationally. So to get your file ready for print, what you need to do is go to File, to Export, and that's going to open up another dialog box. And in the format of Adobe PDF Print, I want you to save this one as page 1 or front, because we need to separate this document into 2 different PDFs because we're going to be uploading 2 different files for print. So we're going to call this front, and I'm going to click Save. And another dialog box comes up. We're going to click on Range instead of All and type in page 1 or just number 1. We want to leave it as pages. We do not need crop marks, but we do need our bleeds. And then the output, make sure your inks are converted to all spots to process and click OK. Under compression, make sure that your image is sized to 300 dpi and click. Oh, and then of course your compatibility or Acrobat should be set at 8 to 9 PDF 1.7. Then click Export. It's going to run an export, and then it's going to automatically open up a preview of that PDF in Adobe Acrobat for us. That way we can double check and make sure everything looks good. As you can tell, I've actually made some changes to the text beyond what the previous tutorial when we were editing. So just make sure that you make all those little extra changes. Again, the text that I put on there is just starter text, so you can change it to anything that you want. I'm going to close out of Acrobat because we just had that single page there, the front side of our gift voucher. And I'm going to go back into InDesign. And another little feature I didn't show you in the previous tutorial is the Pages tab. The Pages tab is another way of navigating through the different pages that you have on your document. Now, I was just showing you the scrolling option because we only have 2 pages. It's easy to go back and forth between those 2. But another way you can do it is opening up the Pages panel. You can just click on the thumbnail for the side that you want to work on. And if you just go back and forth like that, it's very quick and easy to go through that. I'm going to close this tab because now we're on the second page. And again, I made a couple of little minor adjustments. I changed the images around because I wanted to kind of instead of having 2 of the same family members next to each other, I kind of wanted to spread it out and give it a little more balance. And again, I have the logo in the center of my document here. Let's export the second page. Go to File, to Export. And we're going to call this Side 2 or Back. Okay, so it's Family Gift Voucher, and I put it back in parentheses. The format should be Adobe PDF Print, and click Save. Again, we want to make sure that we choose our page range. In this case, we're going to select page 2. And still in the Pages format, Export, Compression. Again, make sure that all of your images are set to 300 dpi, or sorry, pixels per inch, so it's PPI. Your marks and bleeds will still be set from the last time you exported. So marks and bleeds, we do not need crop marks, but we do need document bleeds. And the compatibility should be set at the highest that you can go. And output, click on Ink Manager just to double check that all the spots are set to process because that's going to print in CMYK. Click OK and export. Again, that's going to run and export and then open up for us in Adobe Acrobat so you can take one more look at it. And just take a couple seconds while that's coming up. And here we go. Everything looks good, so I'm going to quit out of that. Now I'm going to launch GotPrint, and here is the website for gotprint.com. we're going to click on products. Oh, and then you might want to join and log in. When you join, you can actually keep track of your anything that you order, and it will give you notifications on tracking and things like that. But just another way to go back, and then if you want to ever reorder the same document, or again, you can go back, log in, and see all your past orders and do some reordering. I'm going to click on all products, and then I'm going to select postcards. So let's see, postcards right here. It's going to take us to another page. And I'm going to select our size options with this 5x7. The horizontal orientation is what we're going to select. And then the paper, I prefer the 16 point premium matte cover. It just, I don't know what it is, but it has this kind of like velvety kind of look to it. But if you like gloss coated paper, this is another option for you, the 14 point gloss cover. It's going to make, give a kind of a shiny finish on your postcard on the front and back. Now keep in mind, if you want to handwrite your expiration date, this may not work for you as well, because the gloss in there does not hold ink very well, and it doesn't allow you to write on it very well. So if you do want to handwrite your expiration dates, I would highly recommend that you choose the premium matte cover. If you did the option where you're going to type in an expiration date and have it printed on there, then the gloss is perfect for you. I'm going to select that premium matte coating. And yes, it's going to be full color on both sides, even though some of my images are black and white. The rest of it, the logos and the text are in a red and a gold. So then you have to pick full color on both sides. I'm going to choose the minimum quantity of 100. And I don't want rounded corners because it doesn't work with this particular look, and it doesn't suit my brand, so I'm just going to leave that as a none. If you are choosing the gloss option for the printing, then you want the UV coating on both sides. What it's going to do is add an extra little coating of gloss on it so that when you touch it, it doesn't leave fingerprints on it. And it just gives it a more sheen, high-end look to it. And it also makes it just a slightly bit thicker. Okay, and I don't need a rush. I'm just going to put this on a regular business day. I'm in Bakersfield, so it's about a 2.5-hour drive for delivery, so I get them a little bit faster. Depending on where you are in the United States or internationally, your shipping will be more and will take more time. So it just depends. Give yourself at least, if you're designing these things for an event coming up, give yourself at least 3 weeks to a month ahead of time, just in case you run into any difficulties with shipping. Don't ever order something at the last minute. But if you do, I would suggest Miller's Lab. If you're in the United States, you could get it a lot faster. But again, give yourself some lead time whenever you're printing something for an event. Process time, I'm going to instantly process this. I'm going to upload my digital files now, so that's just kind of an automatic. Just make sure they're selected. I'm going to scroll down to estimated shipping. All you need to do is put in your zip code. Mine's 93311, and it's going to calculate the shipping for me. And it gives you all the options for economy, standard, express, next business day, and then if you're international, it will show those prices on there as well. So now I'm going to upload the front, so I'm going to select that option. I'm going to browse my files, and my file is located on my desktop, so just make sure that you are saving that someplace where you're going to remember where it is. It's going to take a few minutes to access my desktop. Come on. Sorry, it's taking a few minutes. I have to click on my desktop, and I'm going to select the front option. If you don't see the file names, you can just go down to list the contents. So I am looking for a family gift voucher front. I'm going to select that and click choose. Oh, okay, sorry, I put in some extra characters in there, so I'm going to have to go in and rename my files. I forgot it doesn't like those parentheses on there. So I'm going to click on my Finder menu, go to my desktop, and just rename that file very quickly and take off those extra characters on there. So you can use underscores if you want to, or put all caps, makes it easier. While I'm here, I'm going to change this one too, because it's going to ask me to rename that. I know that. So I'm going to take off my parentheses. Sorry about that. I forgot that particular company doesn't like those types of things when they're uploading. So clicking on front again, yeah, I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to click on the browse files again and try to upload that file one more time. And we're clicking on the front option, clicking choose. And it's going to take a couple of minutes or a few seconds to upload that file. While you're waiting, just maybe reorganize your desk or get a cup of coffee. Here we go. So the next option is just they want to double check to make sure that everything's correct. So here are their safe areas and make sure that none of the text is at the edge of that because it could get cut off. Everything looks good. This is where you want to double check if you have any sort of text issues, if you misspelled a word or something, because they will not reprint that for free. It'll be on you. So make sure that you've done your spell check and that everything is correct the way you want it said and printed on the gift voucher, because that is done after that. We're going to click continue. All right. And then we're going to upload the back. Again, I'm going to click browse files and we're going to choose the back of our gift voucher. And again, it's going to take a couple seconds to upload. And watch it go around and around. There we go. Again, you're going to be double checking your file. It's okay if my images go past that bleed line, because this is just where I'm going to have this particular document's going to cut off. And I've already expected that. I had an extra little bleed marker on there because it depends on where you're getting it printed. Got prints bleed markers are a little bit shorter than what I have in the template, but it doesn't make any difference with your design. It will not affect it in any way, and so long as you stay within those safe areas. So everything looks good. Again, I'm gonna double check your text, because once you print this, that's done. You're gonna have to reprint it if you made a mistake. I'm gonna click View Proofs, and it's gonna show you an online proof, so you have one more opportunity to double check everything to make sure it looks right. Again, it's going to take a couple of minutes to process. Hold tight. Here we go. All right. So now we are in the final stages, and they're going to want you to initial each thing and agree to their terms and conditions, put in your initials, and proceed to checkout. Here is where you are going to get your estimated shipping and cost of printing all in one. And you can double check your quantity. If you change your mind, you can add more. Before shipping, the price of printing 100 double-sided gift vouchers in full color is $29.75. And then you go to secure checkout and pay for your order. All right. Now we're going to go into Miller's Lab. I'm going to open up that program, and I'll show you how to order them. Now, this is the home page when you log into their Rose engine. This is how you order your products. I want you to click on Order Products. You can either click on the tabs above or the tabs on the side. Under Product Selection, we're going to click on that drop-down menu, and we're going to go to Press Proof or Press Printing. Let's see, where is that? Press Products. Expect delays because things are going on right now with shipping, and it'll let you know that how long it's going to take. Right now, maybe your shipping is going to be a lot longer than 2 to 4 days, like I mentioned before, but in normal circumstances, it's 2 to 4 days depending on where you are located in the United States. It could be more if you're out in a more of a rural area. Okay, then we're going to go down under Catalog Directory. We're going to choose Flat Cards. So just keep clicking the arrow to the right until we get to flat cards. Select that. We're going to scroll down to 5x7 horizontal and select that card, and then their blank template is going to show up on here, and we're going to have to add images. Now we can add, I believe that on Miller's you can upload PDFs. If not, I will show you how to export the JPEGs as the option. So I'm going to see if they'll let us do that. I'm going to click on desktop. It's been a while since I've done that. Nope, it won't, because I think they're JPEG only because this is a printer for photographers. So we're going to go back into InDesign very quickly. And I'm going to go back to page 1 or the front side, and we're going to export as JPEG. So go to File, to Export. And then format, just select JPEG. And again, you want to label that front. I'm going to distance front in all caps and click save. And on your range, you're going to pick page 1, and it should be in Pages. Resolution should be at 300 dpi. And make sure that your use document bleeds is selected, because then it's going to add in this extra bit of your document so that it trims right here on this line. And then we're going to click export. And that's going to save that to your desktop or wherever the destination you've chosen. I'm going to go to File to export again, and now we're going to export the second side. We're going to call this back. Again, the file format will be JPEG, and click Save. And now the page range should be 2, and everything else is the same. Oh, you might want to select RGB for this one, because I forgot that they're more, they do everything in for photography, so this may be a factor. I've uploaded CMYK, and I've not had any problems. But if you do, you can go back and export that as an RGB. It's been a while since I've uploaded anything to Miller, so I can't quite remember what their specifications are on that. So don't hold that against me. Again, use your document bleed setting and make sure that is selected and click export. All right, now we're going to go back into, oops, that's the wrong one. We're going to go back into Miller's Lab. I'm going to collapse this window. And then I'm going to click on Add Images. Let me just bring this in just a little bit so we can see everything there. I'm going to click on this little tab called Add Images. Click on that plus sign, and we're going to go to the place where you have your document selected. I'm going to click on Open, and it's going to add any JPEGs that we have there. Why are they not popping up? Let me hit minus on there. Maybe they're not done processing. I'm going to click on my Finder menu and see what's going on here. Desktop. JPEG. JPEG. Yep, it's there. Let's try this again. Click Add. Desktop. And yeah, we're going to have to convert or export our pages as RGB. So the CMYK is not showing up as an option. So let's try exporting that one more time. File to export, and format. File format is JPEG, and we're going to save over the original and click Save. Yes, I want to replace it. And we're going to use the color space as RGB. 350 dpi, page range 1, document bleed selected, and click Export. And then we're going to do that again for the side 2, File to export. And I'm going to save over the back side. So I'm just selecting the original JPEG I had saved a few minutes ago. File format is JPEG, click Save. Yes, I want to replace that. And RGB is our color space. We got our bleeds, and we're going to pick page 2. Click Export. All right, now back into Rose program. So I'm going to collapse this window, and we're going to try this one more time. Let's see how we do. And I'm going to click Open. There we go. Yeah, it was just had to change it to RGB. Now I remember. Okay, so now that we have the template open for the front page, all you have to do is double click on that image and it'll fill it, or you can click and drag it in there. And then I'm going to click on Next Page, and we're going to put our backside in there and click and drag it on. Here is at the bottom is where you want to select your quantity. Their minimum is 25. If 25 is what you want, just click Add to Cart. And then you go into your shopping cart, and oh, we need to select our paper. So let's click on Item. And let's see, let's pull this up here. I love, my favorite thing is to print on the smooth paper. And for here, you want the gloss UV coating. Again, you may run into some issues if you are handwriting in your expiration date. Sharpies may work, but I would just use that really fine felt point Sharpie, not the big thick Sharpies, so you can put in your expiration date. That may work. If not, You can always use a smooth paper and do not add the UV coating to it. I like the UV coating. I'm going to select that one. No rounded corners. You can get plain envelopes for this. I choose no envelopes for it because it's double-sided and you can actually see the product when you put it in your hand, and if it's great when you're going to events or you're going to a networking session, you just hand it to somebody. Okay, once all that is selected, I'm going to click Save, and it's going to save in my cart. And it's added an extra $2, so it's 88 cents per card for printing, and our total is $22, and that is before shipping. Now all you have to do is go to the checkout. When you click on that, it's going to ask you for your payment information and all that stuff. So once you have entered all that in, you'll send in your order. It'll give you an estimated time for how long it's going to take to get those shipped to you. And that's it. If you have any questions, please be sure to post them in the comment section on my YouTube channel, or you can go to Design Fully Templates on Facebook.